Hello. Hey, I'm just testing something, so you can just hang out for a few minutes while I get ready, Ricardo. How are you? Can you hear me? Hey, Jack. I'm going to be testing some stuff, so you guys just hang on there for a minute, all right? Hello, Holly.
Hi.
Hi. Good to see you. I'm going to test some stuff so you guys can be my little guinea pigs. I want to do a screen share, and I want to share something, and I'm wondering. I did this before, and then it showed like everything on my screen, so I don't want that. But I got to get something up here, so hang on a second. You can't see my screen right now, though.
No.
Okay.
Is this going to be recorded as well?
It's being recorded right now.
Okay, perfect.
Yes. Thank you.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, you guys, I'm working on doing this share screen. So because Tom wants to go over some stuff. And I have a dual monitor. And I don't know if that's making it so that when I pull it up, we can see two screens. I'm going to take my other monitor down. It's painful for me, but let's just see if I can make it work like that. All right, hold on here. And Tom should be on any minute now. Welcome to the call. Welcome to the training. Okay. Yay! YGYI. All right, I'm going to do this. Hello, Matthew Jameson. Hello, hello. And Keith and Holly. And there's two Hollies. We got two Hollies, and Brenda's on here, and we got all kinds of people, so that's great. I'm going to do this test really quick, so you guys have to help me out. See if I can do this screen share from my screen and then show you guys something while we're doing this. All right. Can you guys, and you're going to have to talk. So can you guys see this coffee shop interview thing that I'm putting up?
Yes, 100%.
Well, oh, good. Oh, good. Okay. Because
I have a black screen.
Uh-oh. Who is this?
Keith.
Keith? You have a black screen.
Yeah. Black screen with you in the bottom right corner.
What's that?
A black screen with you in the bottom right corner.
Oh, hey. But you don't see the coffee shop. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure. It might be on your end.
Keith, log out, log back in, see what happens, buddy.
Yeah, see what happens, because, okay, once I stop the screen sharing, but I want to see who else, make sure everybody else can. All right. Hey, Tommy. Okay, Tom, could you see the screen share when I just had the coffee shop up there? Uh-oh, hold on here. Could you see it?
Yeah, I saw it perfect. It was great.
Okay. Okay, so when you're ready, then I'll do the screen share.
All right, great.
Okay.
Great. I want. Can we see all the people first? I just saw Keith Abel and I just saw Matt Jameson.
Great job in Vegas, Tommy.
It made me cry. Hi, Matt. How are you? Wasn't that funny? Yeah. Yeah. So the very big honor, very scary, but you know what? What we do made that so doable because we're good at it. Hi, Keith Abel. How are you, buddy?
Can you see everybody now, Tom?
No, I can only see Keith Abel and Matt Jameson so far. But you know, I'm on my iPad. I didn't bring a computer, so I might not be able.
Yeah, you might not be able to do it with the gallery thing. I have got to run. Can I go to the restroom really quick? I'll be right back.
Okay, Bob Crisp is coming on too. That'll be fun.
All right, and I sent him the link, and I'll call and check on him while I'm, doing my thing. I'll be right back.
Sounds real good.
Tell a joke or something.
Don't worry about it. I'll hold my own. You go to the bathroom. Yeah. So I don't know how to get myself up on the screen. I'm looking on an empty office over at Marianne's, but whatever's going on, I want everybody to know how much I appreciate you coming on here. This will be completely generic. You won't see any product. You won't hear any product. You won't hear anything like that. You're just, oh, good. You can see me. Thanks, Matt. And that's cool. That chat just came up. So I've never done this on my iPad before. And you guys should see that.
Tom, let's have everybody mute out their individual Zooms. So guys, bottom left-hand side if you're on a laptop, mute, and then on your cell phone, bottom left-hand side, mute as well.
See what's happening? Matt knows this trick, and Marianne will be back. Hopefully it's going to go pretty quick. Hello, Brenda and Teresa. This is very cool. And very exciting. I just can't believe how cool this is going to be. The whole thing at GoPro, it's still a couple minutes to 4:30, was just about as crazy an experience as you guys could imagine. 20,000 people is over the top big. I mean, it wasn't what's so crazy. It was all on one level. So it was on one floor. So all those people just kept going back and back and back. And, you know, you felt so sorry for them until I went and hung out back there. That's where I spent a lot of my time. And they had actually better sound and better screens than we did up front, which was really cool. And next year, they're going to have some guy named Pitbull, who I have no idea who he is, but I guess he's a great musician and also a tremendous something else. He does something else. He's a great businessman. He grew up with Tony Robbins. He does a ton of inner city stuff. My least favorite speaker from content was Richard Branson. Branson was unbelievably unplugged. I mean, it was so cute because he just was a hot mess, and he sat down and, you know, they were expecting all these pearls of wisdom from him, and some of them weren't such pearls of wisdom at all. And then finally somebody said, well, what, Mr. Branson, would you say to your 30-year-old self? And he crossed his arms and he kind of thought about it and he said, I'd probably say, you lucky son of a gun, which I thought was completely right. But, you know, even me, who hasn't got an original or a deep thought in my life, I probably would have said something that I attempted to make profound. And that's just it. So I've known Keith Abel for a long time. I'm looking at people on the screen that, and I've known my friend Matt Jameson for a long time. And I want you guys to understand, this business is long-term relationships. It isn't something that you're going to build right now. I mean, you're going to spend some time. In fact, I want to grab something because there's a quote that I want to grab that was kind of cool. So somebody talk, Matt.
Matt, I'm going to unmute you. Tell a joke.
That's all right. I'm back.
I don't know if I have any jokes. Tom's a master at those.
I'm back.
Oh, he's back. Oh, that was
I am back.
Okay.
So get everybody muted, Marianne.
All right.
Have you seen? Did you see Bob Crisp yet?
I have not. I sent him the link earlier on Facebook, and I tried to call him. I went into voicemail, so he might be on the call, and I sent him a text. All right, I'm going to mute everybody. Hang on 1 second.
Okay, so here's something that I really liked that I heard. I'm just pulling together some notes. The 3 to 5 years and then retire in network marketing is a myth. You are never done if you're doing this business right. And if you're coasting, you need to know if you're coasting, which a lot of people do, especially when they get bigger in this business, you're going downhill. You don't coast uphill. And you have to decide if this business is a way of life or a phase of life. Because you can't, it's not a marathon, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And I hope that we can get people to understand that. So how big are your dreams? If cynical people don't laugh at your dreams, then you aren't thinking big enough. Mm-hmm. I love that line. So I wanted that. You don't want to be normal. Normal is broke. Normal says that you're going to do it one of these days. And just that doesn't happen. So what I want to talk about tonight is something called the coffee shop interview. And if you go to coffee shop interview, interview.
Tom. Hold on. Tom, you're cutting out. You're frozen.
Tom, walk around the room.
Tom, we lost you. Tom?
You lost me. I can see myself as plain as day. Am
Okay.
I still-
I don't know. You're kind of cutting in and out and freezing up.
Okay, I'm going to come out and come back in.
Okay, do that.
And send me the phone number, Marianne, so I can dial.
Tom, just get rid of your video right now, and that'll stop the iPad from slowing down. Just cut the video and just talk.
Okay. How do I get rid of the video?
Here, I can do it. I can do it. Hold on here.
Turn my video. Well, I
Okay.
look so nice. I got all dressed up for you
You
guys.
look great. You look great.
All right, that doesn't
You're
matter.
a hot mess, though. We know that.
Okay. So get rid of my video.
All right, let me see. Oh, so, hold on. Percent. Okay.
Okay.
Mute video. Okay. Now.
Okay. Okay. So hopefully that's going to help. All right. So if you're going to put that screen share thing up, Marianne, so we can see that, that'll be fine. And we'll just roll through this thing. But this coffee shop interview is the ticket. That's what we use, and we use it like a sword. And here's how you go into every conversation you meet with every human being you meet from now on in your life. And you guys know that I have been sober. Stop there. Scroll it back down so they're not reading any lower. Okay, so here's the deal. I go to an AA meeting every day of my life for the last 27 years. And I love Alcoholics Anonymous. It's where my people are. It reminds me of what I could be if I picked up an alcohol or a drug again. And it also lets me realize I'm not half as hip, slick, and cool as my paycheck is trying to tell me I am. But most importantly about that, you guys, is the fact that most of the people in that room, if I hit them with a product opportunity, if I hit them with a business opportunity, if I hit them with anything but love and compassion, they're standing on the edge of the cliff, and they may just go over that cliff. So what I want you to do is not do that. What I want you to do is on the screen shares not working on their iPads. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to read these 7 things, and I'm going to read them slowly. So if you're not able to see it on your iPhone or your iPad, you're still able to see it. Thank you so much for taking time. I don't want that. First of all, we've got the 7 steps that I live every day of my life by. These steps guide me in every relationship I have. Who's marking the screen up? If you implement them into your life, I am confident you're going to achieve the same results. Here's what's number 1. I am not the center of the universe. Other people are. Number 2, came to realize that paying attention to other people's lives is the secret to success. Number 3, understood that in conversation, it's far better to be interested than interesting. Number 4, made a commitment to contact map, and I'm going to train you guys on contact mapping maybe next week. Literally every person I come into contact with each day. Number 5, made a conscious decision to move my emphasis from what's in it for me into what's in it for them. Number 6, realize the more I contribute to the lives of others, the more that's going to be given to me. And number 7, made a vow that in every meaningful interaction I have with another human being, that they leave feeling better about themselves than they did when they got there. And this doesn't, if you'll take this on, you're going to get free of looking at every human being as a prospect, which is, I know what you hate about multi-level marketing. If there's anything underneath it, that's what you don't like doing. You have it going on in your head. What am I going to say to that? I mean, I even see Ricardo Spillman from Russia. He is from Moscow on this webinar. I am ready to cry. I love Ricardo and Estella Spillman. But the point I'm trying to make to you guys is this coffee shop interview rocks. It rocks. If you can get your agenda out of it and be living in what's in it for them instead of what's in it for you. It is unbelievable, the power of this. And if you learn how to contact map those people, So literally everybody you meet, you're writing down the information that they told you about themselves, and you're speaking it into your iPhone. I don't have my phone on, but Marianne's phone, her phone is the same as mine. And basically what you've got is your contact. So if I were to look up Ricardo Spillman's contact in my database, it would say wife is Estella, kind man, lives in Jerusalem. His mother is in Argentina. I love him with all my heart. He goes to Moscow. He lives in an apartment in Moscow. He owned his own multi-level marketing company. He sold it for millions of dollars, decided to get restarted and wanted to find that one company that he could sink his teeth into. And that's what's in Ricardo's contacts in my contact mapping. And I didn't type all that in. I just hit that little microphone at the bottom and I spoke that in. But every minute of every day, I have contact mapped everybody I talk to. So I know everybody's dog, Muffy. I know everything about these people, and it is absolutely glorious how you do this. So get that emphasis moved from what's in it for you into what's in it for them. And think about contribution. What can I do for that human being? Like I said before about Alcoholics Anonymous or a homeless person, you give them whatever is going to make their day better. That's that simple. So scroll up, Marianne, and give me that first page. So just get me the coffee shop interview at the very top, and we'll start there. We can easily whip this out. Okay, so everybody goes, where's your script, Tom? Is Chris here yet? There is no Chris. There is no script, period. There's no script. Because if this is coming from your head, it's not going to work. Hello, Linda Braden. If it's coming from your heart, I promise you, everything is going to change. So you're going to build the relationship first and here's why. With that, building that relationships, you are already starting to build trust. And the only way to build that trust is to get related. The only reason that you move any product, the reason that you get those great customers is because you've developed trust. So you got to find out what's missing in the life of the person you're talking with. It's going to be one of three things. It's going to be money, health, or time. And most people want and need all three, but only one of them is popping their eyes open at 2 o'clock in the morning. Your job is to figure out which one of those that is. And you don't ask them that. You've got to sense it. You've got to be with them so much that they can feel you care about them. I need to reset this. I don't know if it's written down in the interview. I know it is, but I'm going to talk about it right now. You can't have your iPhone with you. You can't have a bunch of product on the table that you're trying to sell them. You can't have a bunch of brochures. It's just you and them. And that can be a little bit uncomfortable when you're just sitting there. But when you start that conversation about asking these questions, I promise you're going to be thankful that you don't have a bunch of garbage on the table. So, I wasn't even reading down. I just said what I thought. That was so cool. That was the muscle that I know this thing so well. It's part of me. You're not trying to close a sale during the call. You are. If you do, you shift to that crazy Mooney. I don't want you to be that crazy Mooney. I want you, and you can ask Matt Jameson about this. You can ask Ricardo Spillman about this. You can ask Eric Warre or any other big network marketer. If you're literally interviewing 2 people a day and you're 3-way and 1 with your upline every day, at the end of month 1, you've got 60 different interviews there. At the end of month 2, you've got 120. And obviously you can multiply 60 times however many months in a row. And if with most comp plans, you need 4 influencers, 4 leaders. You're going to find those out of those 120 people. Somebody has still got noise going on, Marianne. So somebody's unmuted other than you and I, or you're making noise.
I'm not making.
Okay. I didn't think you were. It didn't look like you were being noisy. Maybe you're scratching your back or something. Okay. So keep going. During this part of the interview, you're nothing more than a talent scout and a tour guide.
Okay. Who's everybody mute here?
Okay.
I'm
Just
trying to
mute
get back.
everybody. Mute.
I'm trying to get back to the spot. I don't want to lose the coffee shop thing, but hang on one second. I got to get back to the screen itself.
Pretty cool. I can pick my notes.
Folks, if you're on the Zoom, go ahead and mute out your lines. That'd be great.
Mute out, please.
On a cell phone, bottom left-hand side. If you're on your own cell phone dialing in, hit mute. And on a computer, bottom left-hand side, folks. Thank you.
Whoever Damson is, Damson, mute your phone. Maybe you're the one. They think you're lighting up. Okay, good. I think we just went quiet. All right.
Okay. Okay.
So I want to talk about the talent out in the tour guide. Your company has all kinds of tools for you. So with that said, you don't have to be, Gary Brooks, mute your phone too. With your tools, it will preclude you from making income claims or product claims if you use the tools. So instead of you speaking product claims or income claims, which is a hot button with the FTC and everybody else right now, if you are simply using the tools and being a tour guide, it's going to make your life a lot easier. What does that mean? Somebody's got arthritis, somebody's got cancer, somebody's got weight loss, somebody wants to understand about the new cell phone technology, somebody wants to understand the energy deregulation, somebody wants to understand the weight loss shakes, whatever it is, find out what's going on with them and send them that specific tool. And here's what you need to do. You understand that the customer is the customer is the customer. It's the most important part of your business. But what we do as network marketers is we are always trying to turn customers into something else. We're trying to turn customers into distributors. We're trying to turn customers into the leaders. And the FTC doesn't like that. The customers don't like that. And you're setting yourself up for frustration. So if you can understand that a distributor is defined easily as someone who has distributed a product, but until they've actually distributed something, they're just a customer, it will change life. So just think about that. So what you want is let those beautiful be that way. Don't resent them because they didn't buy the pack. Don't resent them because they didn't sign anybody up. Love them and then love them more. And call them on the phone and tell them about the product specials. Tell them about the deal of the day. Tell them about all the things that your company does well in the realm of customers and products. And when they step up and say, I want to be a distributor, that's when you step it up and you put them into another category called distributor. And when they say they want to be a business builder, that's when you step them up to your leadership program. When they say they want to be an influencer and really go after it and work full time, you put them into your management program. That's all this takes. So instead of being this crazy Mooney out there trying to turn everybody into a millionaire, interview them. So we're going back to this thing. If you have no idea where you're going, you're never going to get there in the interview of your business. So in this thing, go ahead and scroll it up, Marianne. You're going to find out who they are. You're going to find out what's important to them. You're going to find out what's missing in their lives. Keep going. And if you do it right, you're going to find out if after you've talked to them for a while, you're going to know them better than almost anybody in his or her own life. Matt Jameson, you had me, your mentor, and that kid that's in another company that's 21 years old that lives up there in the New Brunswick area like you do. And he's a heck of a kid. And that guy, I know about his mom. I know about his dad. I know about his health issues. I know about his formulative years in life. I know more about that kid than probably the upline that he's got in his company that he's building a business in, because I interviewed him. Do you know why? Do you know the reasons why your company will be a perfect fit for them? Do you know that? Do you know what their dreams are? Do you know where they want to go with their life? You know, they can be working anywhere. And I'm going to go to this right now. Don't bash corporate America, you guys. You hate it when a corporate America bashes you. Don't do that anymore. Don't bash where people have to be in their life. It doesn't make them feel any better about their life. It doesn't have them get closer to quitting what they're doing. It just makes you look bad. So do you know what they're willing to do? Do you know what they're willing to do to achieve those goals? Do you know what's missing in their lives and why? And do you know that you want to partner with this person? That's the whole miracle of the deal. Are you going to be congruent and a fit with this person? Or are you just going to sign them up and leave them? That's what the FTC and the FDA and all the regulators hate. You signing people up and leaving them. Make that commitment not to do that. So the first step's to chat, but you're chatting with a purpose. Because if you don't, you're going to be getting related and asking so much questions that you're going to be going down rabbit holes you wish you had never gone down. So you've got to control the conversation with questions. Your goal is to get them talking about themselves, their lives, their passion, and their dreams. And they're all passionate about different things. You need to help them find their passion. And out of the conversation, you're going to construct why you think your company is a perfect fit based on what you heard them say. So that's pretty cool. And another secret weapon, literally every person that you talk to is on Facebook. And before you even get to this spot, look them up on Facebook and find out what they're passionate about. If they love to wakeboard or snowboard, if they love to go to the beach, if they love to read books, if they played trombone in the service, I don't care what it is. Whatever it is they're passionate about is what you want to start focusing on. What do you, go ahead and scroll up, Marianne. What do you do for a living? Do you like the job? Are you married? What does your spouse do? Do you have children? How old are they? Have you got college all set up? What are your hobbies? Do you exercise, eat healthy? Do you own your house? I mean, stuff like that. These aren't the questions. If I catch you guys going through these questions and reading these questions like a robot, I'm coming over to your house. That is not what you want to do. You want to be interested, not interesting, and you want to be authentically interested. If you aren't authentically interested, don't have the conversation because it's not going to go anywhere. They're going to see behind your eyes that you're full of bulla and nothing good is going to happen. Find out what they like, what they know about it. If you can get the conversation opened up, if you can get the conversation about MLM opened up, find out their experience with it, what they like, what they don't like. And so what that means is this. What do you think about multi-level marketing? I hate it. That's what they're all going to say. Why do you hate it? Well, I was in one. Which one? Amway. What didn't you like about it? I didn't like the tape of the week club. I didn't like the meetings. I didn't like to have to go to those meetings and wear a tie every week. I didn't like the fact that whatever it was, listen to that. Don't argue with them. Jot that down. What do you love? Why'd you join Amway? Oh, I joined it because I thought this financial freedom was a good idea. I loved the idea of geometric progression. I love the thought of being able to buy from myself. I love the fact that I was going to be able to lead people. Well, what else don't you like? Well, I don't like the fact that I have to call people on the phone. Okay, well, you know all that. You're writing all that down, and you're either writing it down on that yellow pad or you're notating it in your brain so you know what they like and what they don't like. Scroll it, Mary. Then after you ask this million questions, ask the million questions, you went too far. You ask them, wait a second, no, you didn't. Keep going up. I'm just like a terrible reader. See, I'm so ADD, you guys, that I'm trying to read this stuff to you, but like I get in my head and then I forget what I was reading and I have no idea because I'm not I'm a train wreck. I'm not a robot. I'm not going to be reading to you, even though I'm supposed to be reading to you right now. I'm sitting here trying to figure out I'm a mess and I like that. Okay, so just be engaging in chat like I'm doing with you. Pay attention to things that they will love. Then you say, can I ask you a few questions? You've been asking questions the whole time, but they're going to feel this shift in the conversation and they're going to say yes. And you're going to write this down. So based on, whatever comp plan you've got, you want to figure out what you want to figure out is where certain places in your comp plan, they're going to make money. So in my comp plan, if in a 4x6 matrix doing $150 a month in product purchases, they're gonna on level number 1, 4 people with $150 a month, they're gonna make $48. And on the second level, it's possible to make just on that 4x6 matrix a couple of $100, which makes that whole $150 purchase a moot point. If it goes down one more level and you've got those 16 people and they find their 4, you've got 64 people, and now it's possible to make 900. And then you go down one more level to that 4th level, and those 64 people find their 4, and all of us 156 people, and you're making about $3,200 a month, and on and on and on. And why you want that there is because you want to know what people are going to do with that kind of money. You want to know what $3,200 looks like to them. The truth of the matter is, $1,000 a month changes the lives of literally everybody on this planet. So don't focus on creating millionaires. Focus on creating thousandaires, because with creating thousandaires, you change the world. But it's very important with everybody you talk to tell them how much hard work it is and how few people really make money. When you look at Pfizer on the ads for Viagra, for instance, I love that one because it's just so blatant. They have the hot girl crawling across the carpet in a negligee telling us about the Viagra. And it's just the most beautiful ad, the most beautiful thing. And she's going, then she crawls through the door and goes out on the deck towards the glass of wine or whatever. And all underneath, the guy is in the background going, if you take this stuff, you're going to die. They're reading every disclaimer on the planet to you underneath that lady doing all that stuff, just because they have to have that disclaimer out there. And I am telling you, do the same thing. Have a disclaimer written down, speak a disclaimer, do all that. So you've told these people that it's a long shot, that it's hard work. They're used to hearing that. They know it's a long shot. They know it's hard work, but their life is a long shot and their life is a hard work, but there's no upside to their life. And this at least has some upside. So can you do that? So basically, what I want you to do with this coffee shop interview is have that kind, is Chris Peer yet, Marianne? Have that kind of eye of the tiger. I want you to have that kind of motive in mind. And what I'm trying to tell you about, or why you write all that down, is because when you get to when you get to your business presentation a few days later and you're sitting down with them, you want to be able to link their dreams and their goals to the comp plan. You want to be able to, those 5 levels I just talked to you about, that $48, that $200, that $200, that $3,200, that $12,000 and $60,000 a month, all those things you need to be able to link to something tangible, because people have heard money conversations all their life. Money conversations are the lottery. You never win, but you have this whole story. But when you start linking that to their life, you're going to train and inspire them to maybe start working for it. And if you take that one step further, and Matt Jameson knows I do this, and a few people know that I do this, Corey Gold. I interview people, and then I go out and I literally buy a dream board. And if the guy told me he wanted, I'm thinking about a friend of mine, Corey Gold, who told me that he wanted to run the Tel Aviv Marathon. He told me he wanted a new Lexus. He told me that he wanted to help his kids graduate from law school. And I basically just went and made a dream board for him on one of those sites that let you do that. And then I made that dream board for him, and I put the date, I put his name at the top, and I put my picture on it, and I said, Corey, I just want you to know that I am in your dreams with you. And that's what that's for. That's why you're doing this interview, because you want people to know that your leaders, the ones that want to build a business. This isn't the customers. Your customers are a totally different category. These are your leaders. And what you want those people to know is that your eyes are popping open at 2 o'clock in the morning thinking about their problems. That's what your job is. That's what your goal is. So, Marianne, why don't you talk for a second while I go change batteries on this iPad, because it looks to me like it's going away. Why don't you talk for a second, and let me see if I can get something to kick some power into this thing.
Bob can't be on. He's got a personal situation he's taking care of, but we'll get him on next week. But, you know, learning this coffee shop interview was a huge shift for me in my business. And asking the questions, you know, like Tom was talking about, because I think so many times we're worried, oh, if I ask him if he likes an MLM and he tells me no, then we're done. But that's not necessarily true. And so being able to really dig down, and Tom mentioned this too, you know, this doesn't happen overnight. A lot of times you might not get through this interview in the first, you know, sit down and have coffee type situation. And it might take a few times for this to, you know, drill down, peel the onion away, and get to what somebody's really looking for. But I like what he said about, I wrote this down, and you know, about how you keep your product customers. I mean, if that's what they want to do, you love them for that, because they're great for your business. If they want to move into this distributorship where they want to share with a few people, right? They may not have to get to learn all of this stuff that we learn, because we want to be that influencer. And I love that he added that, because, you know, there are people that want to build a business, but they're not necessarily, they don't necessarily want to get in front of the room, right? They don't necessarily want to be the one talking on stage. And so then you find out if somebody wants to be an influencer and a leader in this. And what this coffee shop interview is a continual thing. You're continuing interviewing people even after they're in your business. And I was speaking with a lady today, and I think this best question is when people kind of start to fade away a little bit, is like, you know their why. You know why they got into this in the first place. And so take them back to that why. You know, like he was saying for Corey Gold, and so you said you wanted to help your kids get through college. You said you wanted to get a new Lexus. You know, is that still the same plan today? Because people, it changes. And so I think this coffee shop interview is so powerful in your business, because you can keep going back to it, not only what they told you in the beginning, but also just re-interviewing people throughout, you know, the time that they're with you. Because I've had product users go from product users to distributors. I've had distributors go to want to be business builders. And now I'm thinking about this influencer, you know, spot. What does that look like? I want to be an influencer. And I didn't really realize that. They talked about that at the Eric Worre, but you know, I love mentoring and coaching people. That I'm really passionate about that. And I like them getting to that point where the light goes on. So are you ready, Tom?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And you never know. That's if you don't run prospects off because you use the interview the right way, I am telling you, you're in the customer acquisition business. A distributor is a bonus. A business builder is a bigger bonus. And an influencer is a lottery win. But if you look at everybody by serving them, and somebody tells you they hate multi-level marketing, don't act like a multi-level marketer, please. If they tell you they love multi-level marketing, that's when you step into the conversation and saying, hey, I've got to get you on the phone with my call partner and take this to the next level. And it is the only way to go. And basically you are just gathering information. That's all it is. And loving like crazy, then loving more. My friend Derek Rennie down in New Zealand, he's on here. You know, I was doing a speech down there, and, you know, he came to me and said, Tom, you know, I know, go ahead. And he said, I know you struggle with your weight, and I would love to give you a personalized, he's a medical doctor, diet that would help you. And so that was great. But a year later, he brought it up again. like he'd been tracking me, and he made me feel so loved and so valued a year later. And those are going to be the people in your life that you're running across that have got sore hips and arthritis and all kinds of stuff going on. And you just jot down notes, and you hope that when you see them the next time, you say, hey, did you ever handle that hip replacement? Did you ever handle that arthritis? How you feeling, or how's your mother feeling? I am telling you, the fact that you remembered is everything. People join you. They're going to end up getting a company. They're going to end up getting the comp plan and the product, but they are joining you. And that's the most important part. So how are you going to keep those people that join you? And it is by being in complete 100% communication with their agenda. That's what it is. And you can do that. Every one of you can. I know you can. So does anybody have questions? I mean, I can answer literally. You can write the questions, or you can do whatever you want. I mean, another person really good at this interview is my buddy Lorene Williamson. I don't know if she's on here, but she's an icon in network marketing, and I love her. And I know that she was going to bring some people today. I wanted to shout out to her because I appreciate all her hard work too. And she came out to GoPro to see me. And, the GoPro is a classic example. Almost everybody there had massive speeches written the whole shot. I didn't have anything. I was just a hot mess. But I loved as hard as I could on those people. And I don't know how that all went off, but I truly believe that human being loving another human being for who they are, not for what somebody else wants them to be, is the entire show. And every one of you being your best and most authentic you, whether you're talking to a waitress or your best friend, where you're interested and not interesting. And I'll tell you what, I could prove this to you if you wanted me to on the phone. I'd call Harvey and Sally Atchison, because I call them, they were friends of my mom and dad. They're about 80 years old now, and they're the cutest couple. And the last time I called them on the phone, I called them up and I said, hello, Harvey. Hello, Sally. How are you? Tommy Chenault. And they go, hello, Tommy. How are you? And I, how are you doing? And I talked to them about them. I talked to them about their 3 kids. I talked to them about their son's landscape business. I talked to them about their health. I talked to them about the way where they were like really, really ill the last time I talked to them. And I just went through the whole gamut. And I hung up the phone. A couple of days later, my sister calls me. And I said, what's up, Steph? And she said, Harvey and Sally called me to wonder why you called them, and they thought you might be drinking again. I go, drinking again? Why is that? And they said, because you called up, you weren't trying to sell anything. You were just basically, you just basically, they thought I'd been sipping on the alcohol, because there was just no way in the world that Tom Chenault calls him on the phone without looking for bail money in my old days, or trying to sell them a stock or something like that. And just calling them and telling them I loved them was absolutely the opposite of what they ever expected. And that might be true about all of that. Somebody asked me to lay out the contact mapping. I think I'm going to do that next week. And the reason I'm going to do that next week is because it's a big conversation. It's one of the, it's what you should be doing. And I'm going to give you a little bit of an example. I'm going to tell you the story of Marzel Fairman. And Marzel Fairman was a guy named Cal Murab, called me up. Matt Jameson will remember the story. In a previous company I was in, one of the awards that they gave you was they wanted you to buy a Lexus, and they wanted it to be red. And I wanted that Lexus 600 hybrid that costs about $105,000. And they were hard to come by, because nobody is that stupid to buy that kind of car for that much money 13 years ago. But I was that stupid to buy that car for that much money 13 years ago. And so I was looking for one. And this place called Cooney Lexus called me on the phone. And they're down in Littleton, Colorado. Well, my friend Cal Murab, who lives down there, and he is this Lebanon prince who looks like Mr. T. He's got like all of his hair is on the back of his head, and he's got this long ponytail, and he wears all the gold chains, and he is quite the ladies' man. And he loves me to come down to Littleton and meet him at this place called Champs, because there's a lot of girls there, and he knows I'm not a girl chaser, but I'm good at talking to girls, so he kind of uses me for his wingman. So he called me up on the phone and said, Tom, I'll meet you at Champs, and we'll talk to some girls, and then I'll go over to Cooney Lexus with you. That was beautiful. So I get down to Champs, and oh, by the way, I'm a talk show host. I'm a pretty significant talk show host at that point on the radio. I'm on the radio every day. So Cal has obviously been pre-selling me to his friends, and I walked in the door, and here comes Marzell Fairman, and he shakes my hand, and he's like ready to meet me, and he loves, he's hugging me and telling me how much he loves me. And I say, what do you do, Marzell? And he says, well, I'm a State Farm insurance agent. And I said, that sounds awesome. My brother John is a farmer's agent. And right then, Marzell Fairman's eyes glazed over. And he literally turned around and walked away from me. And it was unbelievable. And I was taken aback, and I thought, what just happened? Put me on video, Marianne, again. And I just about fainted. And I thought, what on earth just happened there? So I chased him. And if I start gapping again, will turn me off. But I just feel terrible. I can't see you guys. So all of a sudden, I grab him. I go, Marzell, what just happened there? And he said, Tom, nothing, Tom. I go, yes, sir. What just happened? He goes, nothing, man. I go, here, and this was like an angry me. And he goes, I go, what happened was, Cal told you I was on the radio, and you thought because of your insurance business that I might put you on the radio with me. And when I told you my brother John was a farmer's agent, you knew not only were you not going to get to the radio probably, but you also knew that I wasn't going to buy any insurance from you. So therefore, I wasn't a prospect anymore. Is that right or is that wrong? He goes, oh, no, man. I said, Marzell, you've been an agent in Littleton for how long? He goes, 25 years. I go, do you know Cooney Lexus? He goes, oh, yeah, I talk to salesmen there all the time. I go, so you know a salesman at Cooney Lexus? He said, yeah. I said, Marzell, if you had just stuck around for a couple of more seconds and said, Tom, what are you doing in Littleton? What, I like you. You seem to be a radio talk show host. What's going on? I would have told you I was coming down here to Littleton to buy a $104,000 Lexus, and you would have said, gee, Tom, I know a salesman there. I think I can hook you up. I'd say, I love you, Marzell, and I'd hug you. Then you'd run over to the payphone, because we didn't have cell phones in those days, and you'd call your friend at Cooney Lexus and say, I sent a guy to you, and gee, many Christmas, I'm standing on my head. I sent a guy to you, and all of a sudden, the world would be a better place, right? And Marzell where's the camera, Marianne? This is so hard.
You're good.
Okay, am I looking at the camera now? Okay, good.
All good.
Okay, so here's the deal. So Marzell would have made a sale, but because he's so one-dimensional, he just completely, like a nutcase, the minute I wasn't going to buy right now, or he wasn't going to get his agenda right now, I was off the list. So what I did was I put Marzell Fairman into my computer like a normal person would. And I said, Marzell Fairman, great guy, works at Allstate, all that stuff. So the next time I see Marzell Fairman, I can say he's still working at Allstate. Poor Marzell Fairman I hope he's out of the insurance business, because I've told this story for 13 years. I probably ruined his life because he's so one-dimensional. But at the end of the day, it is such us. The minute we tell somebody, oh, Matt Jameson is in another company right now. He's my dear friend. I'm mad at him a little bit, actually, because Matt Jameson has been my friend forever, for 13 years. And Matt Jameson, a few months ago, switched companies, and he went to another company. And he didn't call me. I actually took that a little bit personally. And don't hear this wrong, Matt, but I know your life. I know about your beautiful daughter. I know about your fiance. I know you're just about to be married. I know I love you. And I know it's my goal not to enroll Matt when he was in love with his former company a long time ago. That wasn't my goal. My goal was to develop the relationship when there was a crack in the foundation of his company, if there ever was one, that Matt would say, who do I know in my company? And call me on the phone and say, hey, Tom, we've been friends. You've checked in on me forever. Matt, don't get defensive here. Just how do I call you like every 3-4 months and just check in with you?
Ever since we met 13 or so years ago.
Well, I didn't have an agenda then, but I you know, it's kind of like a built-in muscle agenda. Damn, I don't know how I would do this. I'd love to show you guys my screen. Okay, so what, Marianne, what?
I didn't say anything. That was somebody else.
Okay, so Marianne.
What?
Matt. I
Yeah.
don't know that you use the, so switch to Matt, Marianne, and I am going to join this Zoom while Matt is talking. Matt, do you use anything close? You've been extremely successful. Do you use anything close to the coffee shop interview in the way that you do business?
I'll take it right back to form. Asking a lot of questions, listening, taking notes. I mean, your coffee shop interview is absolutely fantastic. If you don't know what form is, guys, family, occupation, recreation, money, and you find out what their hot buttons are, what's their driving force, why are they looking for something, and ask all those questions. And like Tom says, you want to know what the dog's name is, what their son's name, their daughter's name, everything about that person, and have those notes. And if it's not right now, they're just saying, no, not right now, but not no forever. And you just never know what can happen. So I'll turn it back to you, Tom.
Okay, you can't. All right. Anybody else want to ask any questions or figure anything out here while I'm setting you up? It's going to take me 1 second to show you something I want to show you. Anybody got questions? Unmute your phone or do whatever you need to do. We've got about 15 minutes left.
Tom, somebody just asked you if, when somebody says they hate to call people, how do you respond to that? And if you'd like, while you're setting it up, I'll answer that one a little bit. Well, guess what? You're probably not going to make it network marketing if you won't pick up the phone and call people. So that's what I tell them, straight up posture, guys. You got a posture. You have to have complete posture, because this is not easy. It is well worth it. But there is a lot of work to be done. But you know what? If you're going to be able to build a residual income that'll pay you for the rest of your life, then you got to put in the work, and you got to be willing to do the uncomfortable, step out of that comfort zone and push your envelopes. If I just saw a quote earlier, my friend Paul Poirier posted it. It's if you're scared, shoot, I can't remember it. Anyway, if you're scared, do it anyways. Just do it. Get it done. Back to you, Tom.
Okay, so here's the deal. You don't hate to call people. You don't. You really don't. You'll call your mother all day long. You're not afraid to call people. I hate to break it to you. You're not. What you hate to do is sell people. You just hate to sell people. That's your problem. And unfortunately, you're going to have to do that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you something if I can. We're going to see if this works. I think it will. I want to show you guys my lead list. Okay, can you guys see that, Marianne? Marianne?
I don't see anything. Oh, wait. Okay.
Am I on a different screen?
Yeah. Let me see. I'm going to pin it. Hold on here. Okay. All right. We can see it now.
Okay, so here's what you guys, can you guys see that?
I see Marianne.
You see me?
Yeah.
Darn it. Hold on.
You got to get me on main, the new one I just signed in on.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me see if I can make you like the co-host or something.
Hang on a second. I got it figured out. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so what's going to happen now? Everybody, you want to hang on with us. 1 second.
Uh-oh, you're muted. Oh, hold on. Hold on.
Sure.
Okay. You're muted. Go on.
Have you got me?
I can see you and hear you.
You can or cannot hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me? You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, am I on the screen?
Hold on.
This is important stuff.
Right.
So this is the conversation about talking to people that I want to show you real quickly. If I'm on my screen, Marianne, is my face there?
It looks frozen right now. Oh, there you go. You're back.
Okay, I'm on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is my main list of leads. So what that list is telling you guys is, see all the dots on there? I'm constantly marking that up. And those 52 people, I am trying to take those 52 either up or out. So I've got hundreds of people that I interview, but my goal is to bring them into my business or make them a customer over here or have them completely not be interested whatsoever. But those of you that are scared, now this Joe Maija right here, that's the insurance agent here in Longmont. Nice guy, wants to sell me insurance like it's going out of style. So I have a reason to call him. And I have a reason to have a powerful conversation with him. And if I'm just working on his agenda instead of mine, he's easy to call. Where you guys hate it, where you hate calling people, you hate calling prospects, and you don't know what to say to them when you finally get hold of them because you're so petrified they're going to tell you no. But they're not going to tell you no. I promise you that. They're gonna be, if you're not asking them for a sale, they're not going to tell you no. And if you do the copy shop interview the right way, they're going to tell you, this is so important. They're going to tell you what they want to buy, and they're going to tell you what they don't want to buy. And when they tell you they want to buy Tangy Tangerine, that call you got today was a guy named Edward Mary. Did you talk to him, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. Edward is a famous guy. Somebody's phone. So, Ed, you can turn my video. That's causing a problem. Edward is a famous guy. Edward. And at the end of the day, I call Edward on the phone. I decide to call Edward. So there's Edward, right? Today I'm calling. The reason Edward I have for a while is because I was too hard to turn into a big book. He didn't want to be. Here today, 4 years later, I called back and said I tried, and I remembered from my notes that Chris, whoever Chris is, mute.
Okay.
Good. So at the end of the day, Edward, my buddy, doesn't want to, he doesn't want to build a business. He just wants to buy product. I had in my notes why I ran him off a long time ago. So today when I talked to him on the phone, I didn't talk to him about anything except what was going on with him. I found out what was going on with him. He's happy in another career. And I'm not going to run him off as a customer again because I did it the last time. I was a total jerk many years ago. It's a miracle he called me back. I dripped on him a few times. And he finally did today. And that's how this goes. But if you've got that kind of list where you're not going to be afraid to pick up that phone if you've done the coffee shop interview the right way, because you never had to ask for the transaction. They literally tell you what they want to buy and if they don't want to buy something. So if you can get your agenda out of the way and start interviewing, I'm the classic example. Everybody wants to give me weight loss products. I mean, even when I'm thin, people want to give me weight loss products. And they think I've never heard of a weight loss product and I don't know how to lose weight. So I find it offensive when people give me weight loss products and weight loss advice. And I usually hate them when they leave. But that's what they want to talk to me about at Starbucks and every other coffee shop, about my weight. Thank you very much. I did not know that I was fat. Thanks a million. I really appreciate that. Now can I go back to my bagel? But the point is, if they would just interview me and find out what I want to talk about, and we talk about that, I'm going to like them better, and they might have something that I would actually buy. Does that make sense to you? That's what's so crazy about it. This is so doggone logical. So I have to go because I have to go do a big speech in 6 minutes right down the hallway for Luis Ariaza. And it was so cool today. He's having a training after GoPro for 200 people. And I walked in there, and this guy had spent 20 grand on this 2-day deal, which is unbelievable to me. And this 2-day leadership conference. And he had lunch for these people and everything. So I went to my contact mapping, and I looked in it, and I said, where the hell is Eric Worre building that new house? And it was in Henderson. So I texted Worre and said, could you possibly stop by this event and say hi to these people? And he said, I'll think about it. And I'll be darned if Worre didn't walk in the door and just blow these people's head off today and made 200 people's lives great and made that meeting that he did almost palatable, that he spent money. I've not written that down and known that Eric, huh?
Oh, no, you were cutting out. Go ahead.
All right. Anyway, I got to go, Marianne. You can finish this up for minutes or you can just hang up. But everybody, we're going to do contact mapping next week. And I'm going to show you how to do it on your phone or the most popular person at every holiday, at every coffee shop, everywhere you ever go for the rest of your life. If you just develop this skill, I promise you that. So I love you guys. Thank you for letting me be a part. Post some feedback and into thecoffeeshopinterview.com to get the coffee shop interview. There is a form there for you to fill out, not because I'm going to call you on the phone and try to pitch you on a multi-level marketing company. I might call you on the phone and interview you for this book I'm writing about this, but you won't hear some sales pitch out of me. I promise you that. I'm not the sales pitch type. I love you, and I love you, and sayonara.
All right, you guys, does anybody have any questions before you guys hang up, or are you guys ready to go? It's up to you. And that website, so it's thecoffeeshop.com, and I can post that in here so that you guys can get it. But if you have any,
Marianne, is it the coffee shop interview or just coffeeshopinterview.com?
thecoffeeshopinterview.com.
The.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at Matt so fast. He beat me to it.
Thank you, dear.
All right, you guys, it's so good to see everybody on here. And if you have anything that you want Tom to work on, just let us know. And any questions? Anybody? Hi, Lanny. Hi, Dyson. Dason. And Gary Brooks, good to see you. Jeannie. And I think it was Lorene, but I think it's like she was in here with a different name. All right. And Allie, oh my gosh. Jameson, Matthew, were you at a GoPro?
No, not this year. I'm getting married in the Bahamas in about a week or 2 weeks from today, so I didn't make it down there this year.
All right. Well, we'll put you on the list for next year. Good. All right, you guys. We love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Bye, Allie. See you guys.
Thanks, Marianne. Love you too.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.